Okay, so we're going to be looking at the setup on a backdrop stand set. This is on Amazon by a seller that goes by YISITONG, I guess it is. It's YSITONG. So this should include everything that we need other than the backdrop. Obviously, we can work with a couple of different backdrops. We can get them from all different sources, create our own green screen, whatever we want to do. But we're looking at the stand set that they sell, and we'll take a quick look at it and see how it is to set up. So just pop this out of the box. Cool thing is we have a carrying case that makes everything super easy to transport. Our quick little instruction guide, our user guide, and we're going to unpack everything and see what we got. So here we have it. This is basically everything that you need. I'm not quite sure that I would need the white gloves, but that's a nice touch, I guess, in case you're handling some kind of delicate backdrop. But these are your legs. Everything is telescopic, so it actually breaks down into a nice little package. They include a bunch of clamps and, of course, all the little screws that you'd need, which aren't very many. So we're going to get right into it and start putting this thing together. So right off the bat, without even looking at the manual, I can already tell that these two screws are going to go for the base section. And these right here are going to be the sections that are going to actually provide us with the height that we need. So fairly simple. Just screw it through the bottom. And obviously these are recessed in so that you're not scuffing up your floor when you're using this. You see that this right here just screws in, and you can see how it is recessed right there. So when it's recessed, that's completely flat. There's nothing nothing to scratch your floors or whatever surface you're using this on. So I'll put two of these together and go from there. So once those two are together, these are our sections that are going to make up the top and bottom horizontal pieces. So these will just click together. A little stiff on the first try, but these will just click together like that. And then we'll screw those in both at the bottom and at the top, and it'll create a nice little square frame. So what you're going to want to do before you start screwing any of this stuff together, you need to raise the tops of these just slightly so that you can expose the screw holes that are here. You're going to want these screw holes to be obviously perpendicular to the actual foot or stand. So now that we have this thing together, it's just a matter of raising it up, extending it out. This actually gets a lot wider than this, but I just really don't have the room for it in here. So this is it's an 8 by 10. So this is going to get pretty tall, pretty wide. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to see what I can do here with getting it extended up. And obviously it's easier with a friend, but let's see what we can do here. So before I extend this too high, I'm going to throw a little backdrop on there, something a little festive for this time of the year. So there you have it. Now I have my nice little backdrop. I can, of course, zoom in a little bit. What I'll actually do is for some reason this camera doesn't want to focus right now, but what I'll do is I'll snap a couple of pictures and show you kind of what it looks like if you have it full frame, and that's pretty much all there is to it. For under $100, I mean, I think it's about $80 right now, but it's something that if you're going to be doing photos in the in a studio or at home, definitely nice to have a backdrop that you can interchange. You can use a bunch of different backdrops if you want. You get it in combination with some cool lighting. You always have the option of using it as a green screen backdrop, whatever you need. I mean, if you're doing product photography, you can do a white background. You could do a background that pertains to your product, whatever it is that you happen to need. But yeah, goes together super quick, pretty cheap, and considering that it comes with literally everything but the backdrop, you really don't need anything else to make it work. Of course, I always say this, anytime you have anything that's, of any kind of height, obviously you're not going to be messing with this thing while it's set up, but I always recommend little sandbags or something just in case somebody knocks into it or whatever. Just some kind of weights at the bottom there just to keep it all stable. But that's all it is. I mean, a pretty quick little... But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple of advantages of having something like this just laying around, even, just as this time of the year coming around. You might want to take some pictures of your kids. You might want to do a family photo, whatever it is. You extend this out. You get your backdrop. You take a couple of photos. You don't have to go to any photo studios or anything like that. You've got that right here in your home. If you've got, a smartphone with a decent camera on it, that's all you need. As far as the quality goes, I can't complain. Everything seems pretty solid. That crossbar right there at the bottom really makes a huge difference as far as keeping everything stable, even when you're messing around with it. And everything seems like it's made pretty decent quality. I really cranked down on those screws when I tightened them, and nothing wanted to strip or break or anything like that. And the greatest advantage really is that it all breaks down and fits in a slim little carrying case. So overall, a pretty good buy. Again, I'm going to use it more for probably green screen work, but it all really depends on what your needs are. You can definitely make it work to your advantage if you get a little creative. You can even use these things just as overall stands, just for people want to do like a little at-home recording studio. You get a couple of these with a couple of moving blankets, and there you go. You've got a little sound stage, a little sound booth. But yeah, definitely a good buy. I think they knocked it out of the park. Good job, guys, and see you for the next review.